Hello students, I hope you all are fine and also studying at your home. Right, so today we are going to start the class 6th science and the chapter number 2, that is the components of food. In last class I have explained you about the malnutrition, and malnutrition can cause the diseases, and I have explained you about the protein deficiency diseases. Today we will start with the vitamin deficiency diseases, and in my previous video I have explained you about the vitamins, their sources and their uses. So here is the table. So if anyone has the vitamin deficiency disease, then by eating the right food the vitamin deficiency can be cured. Right, so see here, eating right food is the right cure for the vitamin deficiency, and vitamin deficiency is also treated with vitamin supplements available with the chemist in the form of tablets or syrup. So when you cannot take the food, then you can take the supplements, vitamin supplements that are available in the market in the form of tablets or in the form of syrups. And vitamin supplement should be taken only in rare case, and that too under the advice of doctor. You cannot take the vitamin supplements yourself. Even you should take the vitamin supplements with the concern of doctor only and under the advice of doctor only. Now here is the table that shows the vitamin deficiency diseases. First is vitamin A, and when there is a deficiency of vitamin A, the person may suffer from the poor night vision or the night blindness or dryness in mouth. And when there is a deficiency of vitamin B complex, then it includes nearly 12 vitamins, so it can also cause the diseases. Now vitamin B1 can cause the beriberi, and vitamin B12 reduce the red blood cells, and it will reduce the red blood cells in your body, in your blood, and can cause the skin rashes and will cause the weak memory also. Now vitamin C can cause the scurvy, and that is also known as bleeding gums and stiffening of muscles, and it can cause the joint pain also. Now vitamin D can cause the non-absorption of calcium, weak bones and tooth decay. So when you are not taking proper vitamin D, then it can cause the non-absorption of calcium, or it can cause tooth decay, or it can make your bones weak. And when there is a deficiency of vitamin E, then your skin will start losing glow, and your face will have the wrinkles. Now vitamin K, and vitamin K deficiency will cause excessive bleeding from injury due to non-clotting of blood. So when there is not sufficient blood, not sufficient vitamin K in your body, then when you will get injury, then there will be the excessive bleeding from that injury, because vitamin K causes the clotting that stops the excessive flow of the blood. Next topic is mineral deficiency diseases. When there is the deficiency of some minerals in the body, then that can also causes the diseases. And now we will learn about the some common mineral deficiency diseases. So when there is the deficiency of calcium, then what happens? Right, so calcium is a very important mineral component of our bones and teeth. That means our bones and teeth are almost made up of calcium. So when there is a deficiency of calcium in the diet of child, then it can cause the rickets. Right, when a child is not taking proper calcium, then there can be the rickets. And what is the rickets? In rickets, there is the softening of bones and deformed teeth, and you can suffer from the rickets also. A child can suffer from the rickets also, or from the deformed teeth. So in adults, when there is a deficiency of calcium in adults, then it can result in osteoporosis, and it can also result in damage of spine and knees, and deficiency of calcium may be due to the diet poor in calcium or deficiency of vitamin D. So always the deficiency of calcium is not due to the only that you are not taking proper calcium in your diet. It can be also due to that you are not taking vitamin D, because vitamin D helps in the absorption of calcium, and that's why we say that vitamin D is essential to help absorption of calcium in the body from the food we eat. Now let's see the deficiency of iron. As in our blood there is the red color pigment, that is hemoglobin, and iron is needed to form the hemoglobin. So iron is needed for the formation of hemoglobin, and when there is the deficiency of iron, then no hemoglobin will not form, and that will cause the anemia. Anemia is the disease in which there is the deficiency of red blood cells. So in your blood, the red blood cells will, the count of the red blood cells will decrease, and what will happen after that? Resulting in pale and weak body. And when there is less hemoglobin present in your body, then what will happen? Your body will become pale and your body will become weak, and you will start losing weight, and you will have the white nails and swelling in hands and feet and fatigue, and you will feel the tired very soon. Now next topic is deficiency of iodine. So when we talk about the children, so those children which are not getting proper iodine, they may suffer from the disease, that is mental retardation, right? So among adults what can happen? And among adults the deficiency of iodine can cause the goiter. And what is this goiter? Let us understand it. So among adults, iodine deficiency causes the enlargement of thyroid gland, resulting in the pendulous swelling in the neck. This is called goiter. See, here is the thyroid gland. See, it is the thyroid gland, and when there is a deficiency of iodine in our diet, then this thyroid glands get swell, right? And it causes the goiter. And this goiter is common in people living on hills where drinking water comes from melting snow and springs coming out of the soil deficient in the iodine, and seafood is rich in iodine, hence the people living along sea coast do not suffer from the goiter. So those they are not taking proper iodine in the diet, they will suffer from the goiter, and those they are taking proper iodine in the diet, they will not suffer from the goiter. Hence the people living among sea coast do not suffer from the goiter. Now the government has directed all the marketers of common salt to add iodine to it during refining. Now the government has said to all the marketers of common salt that they have to add the iodine in the salt. Hence iodized table salt available in the market is good source of iodine in our food. So when we are purchasing iodized salt from the market, then it is the good source of iodine for us. Now our next topic is MDM, and MDM stands for midday meals. So state government with the central government, they have introduced midday meal in primary and middle schools, and under this scheme children are provided with the fresh and nutritious food in their school during the recess time. So in the recess time children are provided with the food, and the scheme has been introduced with the purposes. And what are the objectives? Why this scheme has introduced? This scheme has introduced because when we are providing the food in the school, then the students will not go out of the school campus during the recess, and it ensures the safety of the students. Second point, students will not purchase the unhygienic food from the vendors, And the third point is children, especially from the poor families, they will be encouraged to attend the school regularly. And the next point is, well, they all are eating together, then they will feel the feeling of togetherness. And next point is, the children may be provided with balanced nourishment at least one meal a day. So all the students, all the children will get the one balanced nourishment or balanced diet, one meal in a day. Now, keeping this objective in mind, midday meals are arranged within the school campus. Now, the meals are cooked and served fresh. So first of all, these meals will be cooked very properly and it will be served fresh. And keeping the convenience in cooking, serving and easy in handling, the following menus have been recommended. So these are the menus. First is a polypack of milk with biscuit or fresh fruit. Second is freshly cooked khichdi. Third is sugar coated roasted grains. And the fourth is any local fruit along with a preparation from cheese. So students, that's all about the chapter. So let's check out our knowledge by looking some questions. Question number 1 is, why should we consume only iodized salt as a part of our food? And the question number 2 is, match the following. So I hope students the content is clear to you. Very soon I'll come with the new topic. Till then all of you take care and bye bye.